Welcome back to Where Rovers Walk, episode 29. It's a bit of a happier ship this week. We're talking about who next for the manager hot seat at Blackburn Rovers. Should we keep Lowe? He's doing a cracking job at the moment. We're also talking about the qualities of Ribeiro, who deserves to go up, and our final discussion on this week's 20-minute podcast is the worst ever Blackburn Rovers kit. So stay tuned for that. Is it this disgusting orange one that you can see here on the screen? We've got Jason, Tom, and Mark back with us. Harry is currently doing a half marathon in Barcelona, so congratulations to Harry on doing that. Welcome back, Jason, and welcome back, Tom. Let's get your first initial reactions to Eustace going, because you weren't here last week, and thank you for everyone who commented on that video Mark and Harry did last week. Jason, your initial reactions were what?
Shock more than anything. I think it came from absolutely nowhere. I think my biggest issue with it was the way he went about it. I mean, we don't know what's gone on behind the scenes, but it's come across as a very selfish move. It's sort of been forced a little bit. I just think, my opinion is, you should have seen the season out. He owed us that much. I think last season he got plaudits for keeping us up, which, yeah, deserves some. But let's be honest, without Smolix, we were doomed. So I just think it could have been handled better. I just think it's a bit premature. It's happened for the right reasons. If the rumours are true that he's asked for a new contract and assurance of a transfer budget in the summer, when we're sat in the playoffs, we're not entirely sure what division we're going to be in. It seems a very, very strange conversation to have a week into February. It just all seems a bit strange to me, and we'll never find out the truth. But yeah,
it has led to some brilliant memes this week from Rovers fans, all posted in the QPR demolition of Derby. I pulled a couple out. This was a good one. Brilliant, that one, and this one as well. Yeah, enjoying having a snake for a manager. I mean, who'd have thought we'd be having this conversation though, Tom? When we've heralded the guy all year, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, a bit like what Jason said, it all came out of nowhere, really, because a week and a half ago he was preaching unity and togetherness in the squad, and it's kind of like us against them, the mentality that we're all in it together. And then the rumbling started last Saturday that Derby sacked their manager, and then the Eustace effect could spiral. And we all kind of had a little chat in the week, and we thought, this isn't going to happen because of what he's been saying. He's almost like been preaching this song the whole season, getting all the players on board. And then when they really need that togetherness and they need a leader to kind of see us over the line, because we're very, very inexperienced. Not one of our players has played for Blackburn in this situation before. And then he almost like jumped ship. But the irony is that even though he was preaching all this togetherness and this unity and, ruling it together, it's almost brought the squad closer together off the back of this, because it's almost like, well, we're going to show Eustace what he's missing. He might have started this off, like Jason just said as well. Without Smolix last year, we probably would have gone down. And I know Eustace will take some of the plaudits for that. Don't get me wrong. I was a big fan of him, and I thought he did really, really well. And I was really annoyed at the time, really annoyed that he'd done this. And it just shows there's no loyalty in football whatsoever. There's rumours come out off the back of this that he was applying for other jobs, for like Preston and West Brom. And I don't know what to believe, because you're never going to come out and hear the truth behind it all. But I think it left a real sour taste in my mouth. I'm glad that the social media outlets and like Talk Sport and like Sky Sports have picked this up and done some research into this, because it's not right. In my opinion, personally, I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here. I don't understand why, when the transfer window closes for players, if a manager's currently in a job, why couldn't they suddenly come and cherry pick a manager who's doing well at a club in the top 6 and then suddenly prize him away? If it's a manager that's out of work, fair enough. Like a player on a free agent, fair enough. But you shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's wrong, and something's got to change in that system. However, David Lowe's done a really good job. I think he's led the ship really well so far, and I think it could end up being one of the biggest mistakes Eustace has made if Blackburn do get to the playoffs and go up and Derby go down.
I'm sure you'll love it. Let's have a look at the betting odds, shall we, for the next Blackburn manager. I mean, I've got to say, Mark, there's a different name every day at the top of this list, or has been for the last couple of days anyway, and I've heard some wacky ones. At the current press time of recording this, George Boateng somehow, God knows how, is at the top of the list. Wiki was linked with West Brom before and is apparently a very good manager. So Lewis Morte, I can't believe is on there. Lee Carsley might be a shout. Gary O'Neill. And if you appoint Steven Gerrard, oh my goodness, then you deserve everything you get that comes with that.
Would you still do this podcast?
I think might have to sub in someone. I couldn't possibly sit here and listen to you wax lyrical about Steven Gerrard. Mark, of the names there, or of the names you've heard so far, we'll get onto whether David Lowe should keep it in a minute. But who would excite you and get you out of your seat?
Well, I don't think any of them would. To be honest, I think like we've just mentioned, the rumours the rumour mill's going round daily, and it becomes a bit like what do I listen to, what I don't hear. I mean, obviously, like I said, George Boateng's at the top of that, and then today I think a story that I read was, he's not been interviewed for the main job, in more of an assistant role. So I honestly don't know what to believe and what not. Some of the names that are appearing on the list, you're thinking, yeah, it's not great. I think that the one thing for me is I just hope Rovers don't rush an appointment just for the sake of getting somebody in. I think obviously David Lowe, he's won 2 out of 2. He knows the club inside out. He's been at Ewood for over a decade now. There's no need to rush it. If David Lowe's got the squad on side and the squad are fully behind him, let's remain like that until they get the right man. As I said, some of the names on there, you're thinking, surely not. But as we've mentioned many times, Rovers are so unpredictable. We don't know how this is going to play out. So I haven't, looking at the names that have been on there, I can't say I've got a preference. I think last week, when me and Harry were doing this, and obviously we just heard about Eustace potentially leaving at that stage. I think we mentioned Edwards, Gary O'Neill. So again, somebody that probably knows the league. But yeah, on the list of names that you showed me there, if it's going to, if somebody like that, let's just keep David Lowe in charge until the end of the season, I'd say, and let's, we're in a really good position now. I think 4 points clear of 7th. The squad are pulling together. Don't want somebody to come in and start rocking the boat. I don't know. Maybe leave it as it is for now.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Mark. This tweet is as if David Lowe got a chant before Trav did. All on board the Lowe train. Trav is absolutely due a good terrace bag. Come on, we need a Trav song, Rovers fans. David Lowe's Blue and White Army. Some more. Following Tony Parks' footstep, Jason, to great caretaker managers. Please keep him on, says Stuart, until the end of the season, as it's showing the players trust and are playing for him. Would you keep him on?
I think with the players we've got in there, with the managers we've got linked with it, I think Lowe would be a decent shout for end of the season. Why not? Like Mark said, we don't want someone to come in and change. Nothing really needs changing. We need someone to come and just take over. Would a new manager want to do that? He's going to want to come in, do his own things, probably mix with it, the formation a little bit. I would leave it as it is. I think if we're going to be getting the likes of Bowen Morte or somebody like that, it's just pointless. We need someone with experience or no one at all, and then review it in the summer.
Okay. All right. More manager chat next week. There have been 2 games since we last saw you. West Brom, of course, and Plymouth. And it's to those that we look now. Ribeiro has been getting lots of flowers, and that's where we start, Tom. Another big win, he says here, 13 big games to go. Just how impressive you've been with him, Tom?
Yeah, I think I've been really impressed with him. He's direct, he's quick, he runs at the defenders, and he attacks from the front foot. I think we've been quite fortunate this season, really, in having 3 really good left backs, in obviously Pickering, Owen Beck, and now Ribeiro to come in. I think just all the new players, to be fair, I think that have come in January have done really well. And that's the irony again with Eustace saying that he wanted to get certain players in and out, and we got him coming in. I don't really know much about him, to be honest. I know he played a few times in England before, but I think at 29 years old, he's experienced enough. He knows the league. He's an experienced head, and he leads by example. So I think he's done really, really well so far on the left-hand side coming in. And I think we've got almost like a new style at the moment. We're playing very, very much out wide, and him on the left-hand side, firing the balls on the left and then getting into the box to Gay. I think it's an old-fashioned tactic, but it does work. And obviously with Carbo in front of him, who I think is brilliant, another new signing under Eustace, I think those two on the left-hand side can really make it their own the rest of the season, and hopefully get some gold at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good shouts. Tommy says, absolutely brilliant again, lads. Really nice football. Ty Dolan, our best player today, deserved his goal. He must be playing for a new contract. Ribeiro, Gay, and Cargo, as you already said, Tom, were really good. The back line felt secure. Mark, we haven't said that for a while. And another clean sheet. Forshaw is Premier League quality, don't doubt him. Come on, Rovers. Yeah, his celebration was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, this back line then, Mark, talk me through it. Is it looking more solid?
Yeah, I mean, certainly on Saturday, I can't say we were troubled at all. And obviously, we've just had Danny Bat went off injured at West Brom on last midweek, Wednesday night. So Dion Sanderson's come in and didn't seem to put a foot wrong on Saturday. So yeah, no, again, I don't know. Is it David Lowe? Is it the effect he's had? Has he just, because every manager, a caretaker manager, has their own stance on things. Has he just tweaked things a little bit? But we've certainly looked solid. No disrespect to Plymouth, but they didn't really look much on Saturday, and they didn't really test us. So it'd be interesting, obviously, with when we do again come to play somebody that higher up in the table and a little bit better. It'll be interesting, but yeah, no, we're back out on Saturday, and Sanderson coming in, it was pleasing to look that solid, and we didn't really look under threat. I think if anything, we could have probably got another goal or two goals. Could have easily won that 3 or 4-0. But so again, yeah, long may it continue. Like we've just been saying, if somebody comes in and starts tinkering about with it, things are all right at the minute. It just needs somebody to come in and just steady it at the minute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the league table looking great though. You've now got that gap, of course, between yourselves and Coventry, which is the next team in 7th. Jeffrey says, Jason, it's written in the stars. It has to be. The playoff final is going to be against Burnley. If it happens, it'll be one of the biggest games of the season anywhere. We've talked about this before. It's looking more and more likely, isn't it?
Yeah, the closer we get to the end of the season, the more likely it's like. I think we joked about this a few months ago.
We did.
It seems to be getting closer to becoming a reality.
I told them they're going to regret picking that flag up and waving it around your stadium. I said they'll come back to bite them.
It'll be all right when we're doing it playoff final at Wembley. we can just run around Wembley with it. I think I was saying to the lads earlier on, we were having a chat, and I said, I think Burnley's out of that top 4. Burnley's probably the one you'd want to play. I think Sunderland is so strong. Sheffield United and Leeds have got to be the top 2 for me. They had a bit of a blip, Sheffield United, but they look back again. Sunderland, they just worry me. I wouldn't want to. I know you've got to beat them to get up there, but if we could pick our way, you pick the easiest route, you always would. And it'd just be a great spectacle whether we went up or not. And I saw Burnley fans saying they won't want to play in playoffs this week. So, maybe it's got to happen, hasn't it? If we're going to get in the place, it's got to happen, hasn't it?
Right, let's look at some bad kits in a second. Firstly, one final point on the manager one, and I'll just leave this here. Gerrard wouldn't be that bad an appointment, says one Blackburn Rovers fan. He isn't as bad as some of the names I've mentioned. 124 wins in 992 games in all competitions at Rangers. Some Rangers fans want him back. I'll probably get a lot of stick, but there's worse out there. Oh my goodness. A lot of stick cannot just do justice. Please do not make that happen. If the Venkis are watching this, do not go near that man. Right. Let's look at some worse kits, shall we? This one was put forward to us, as our starting one. Any worse than this for you? Any of you that you've?
That was my choice, Mark. That one there, that orange kit.
I like that.
Do you?
I'm
I
50-50
like
with
it.
that.
I do. Yeah. There's worse than that.
It's awful.
Let's have a look at some more, shall we? I mean,
That's not a good one.
That's not a great one.
Yeah. You don't seem to get the stripes right. This is
another
one.
That one there.
Yeah.
I had that shirt and I had Tom Kearney on the back, and I'm looking at it earlier today. It's just it's horrible. But we were saying this in the week. We've had so many lovely shirts. There's not many to choose from that are bad.
I don't think that sponsor's horrible though, isn't it?
The sponsor. What was Zebra claims or whatever?
It was some sort of like financial claims. We had a spearmint blue shirt that season as well.
The worst ever goal.
As bad as the Prince's Trust.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
when we had that. Do you remember
that? Worst ever goalkeeper top. I mean, who designed this?
Classic 90s.
Black Christmas wrapping paper.
I know.
Yeah, and here is the Prince's Trust, as you just mentioned. Yeah,
that sponsor. What a belter!
It's just so wrong, this kit, in so many ways, isn't it?
It was just a terrible
the yellow kits. I quite like.
Yeah. Okay. What colour should Blackburn be away from home? Just out of interest.
Black and red.
Black and red. Yeah.
Red and black halves. I like that kit. That was a good one.
Yeah. Okay. I think the one they've done this season, the one that Jason's got on, I think obviously when it goes back to the 94-95 season, I think that's always that. But I was saying to these lads again when we were talking about this, and it's funny with the kits because I always tend to like any Rovers kit really, but I always remember him for the season that we've had. So if we've had a bad season and we've got relegated, I automatically don't like that kit. So I'll go, no, that kit's from 99, 2000. I don't like that because we got relegated.
Not like many over the last 14 years, then, man.
No, to be fair, no. They're all back in the 90s. Give me that orange kit anytime. But,
all right. Let us know in the comments if we've missed any. I'm sure we have. What horrible kits can you remember going back in time? It's Swansea City away this weekend. Is the next one. Another managerless team. We've just sat their manager. So they might be a little bit buoyed for that one. So we'll review that game in 7 days' time with you as well. So thank you very much for joining us. Do drop us a like and subscribe. Massively close now to hitting our goals. That's really, really appreciated all your love. And thank you so much for everyone who watched last week as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you